Hi everyone, Aaron here for Zollotech, and this week we actually had some great updates from different apps, both from Apple and third-party app developers, so I thought we'd go over the latest since we haven't really done one of these videos in a couple weeks. Now, Apple Music has had its top 100 albums counting down over the past week or two at this point, and they finally revealed the number one album. So as we go down here, you can scroll through all of them all the way down to number one and see what it is. So we have Lauryn Hill for number one, and again, you can go back, Michael Jackson's Thriller, no surprise there. Abbey Road by the Beatles, and you can go through all of those if you want to check it out. So that's right in Apple Music, just go to Browse and you'll see it there. Apple updated the Sports app for the third time, so if you're using the Sports app to track different sports, you'll now have the option to see a couple different changes here. If we go into the App Store, you'll see that they updated the visual indicator for substitutions during soccer matches. Also, there's stability and performance enhancements. They continue to update this, and as different seasons come out for whether that's NFL, NBA, or anything else, you'll start to see those added. So some of those weren't showing up originally, but now it looks like we're seeing more and more of that. So you can see all of the different games based on whatever you're following here. So I'm curious what you think about this. I'm not a huge sports fan myself. I do follow a few different things, but most of these I don't really use through this app. So let me know if you use this app, if you find it helpful, or maybe you're using something else. Now, if you've been using Shazam to sort of figure out what music's playing around you for quite some time, Apple has updated this app finally to allow you to use the live activity monitor. So if we go in here, we'll just scroll down. I'll turn the volume down, play an album. If I scroll up, it goes into the live activity. Tap it again, goes right back into it. Just like Apple Music does, it works just like you would expect. So again, you've got live activities with it, giving you more information. So that's great to see. And then, of course, you could open it right in Apple Music if you wanted to, add it to an album or something else, to a playlist. And so it's been updated very nicely, and it's sort of its own separate music app at this point, now that we've finally got live activities. Now, Apple Vision Pro has had a slow rollout of apps that many people really appreciate. Many of them seem like demos. There are some very good apps, some very useful apps, but as far as games, What the Golf for Apple Vision Pro was just recently updated. There was also an update here that was really phenomenal with immersive video that came out the other day. It actually is parkour and France, and it's one of the best ones I've seen. It definitely makes me want to go back and use this if you've ever tried any of the immersive videos. So the couple that exist are great. I really wish Apple would push a lot more of that content. There's also an update for it that shows sort of other things that are coming to it, such as sitting courtside at NBA games, soccer games, and other things. Some really great demos, and I would love to see more of those, actually just long-form content. Sonos recently updated their app and made a lot of users very frustrated as it lacked a lot of features that many people were using regularly. Sonos thankfully quickly responded and updated their app the other day with a local music library playback update, enhanced voiceover and talkback support, and much more. There's a separate post about it with different release notes, so you can see all of the different things, such as the local music library I mentioned, things they've fixed, and it's finally updated with all of those things. So if you've been waiting for those, they've updated it, and then it should have all of those different things. I'm not actually on the same network as my speaker systems, but at least we have those features, and they're back in the new updated app. Now, Blue Sky is something many people use instead of Twitter. If we go into Blue Sky and if we go into my profile, they've added the option to send DMs. This is something that's been lacking on even Threads and X or Twitter has had for a while now. So if you want to message someone, you can just send them a DM directly. So I'm on here. I'm on many other places as well. And speaking of X, they're actually going to stop showing some of the likes on the user profile pages. This looks like it's coming in an upcoming update. I'm not sure why they're doing that, but they're removing that for everyone. Threads also got an update this week, so if you're using Threads, if you're using it regularly, and I would love to know which one you're using, whether it's Blue Sky, X, Threads, or something else, whether it's Mastodon, Hive, or Telegram, or any of the others. I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. But Threads will now allow you to mute post notifications and includes controls to limit resharing of your posts. So if we go into it, and if we just put in this as a new post, I won't actually post this, but down here you'll see it says anyone can reply in quote, tap on it, and it gives you some different options, such as profiles you follow, mentioned only, or anyone. So it's a nice little update. Again, this one could really benefit from DMs. If you've been using WhatsApp as your main messaging app, as most of the world has, except for in the United States mostly, there's now a new feature in beta that could be coming soon, which allows for new audience control features and status updates. So that's something that could be coming very soon to WhatsApp as they continue to roll out changes, just like that massive update they had recently with a whole UI redesign. One of my favorite apps was recently updated, and I should probably just make this my default web browser now, as they seem to be very innovative. Arc Search was recently updated with a feature nobody really knew that they wanted, but it seems like a very simple solution to something that makes searching easy. If we go into it, and maybe you go to your settings here, under your settings, there's a new feature called Raise to Call Arc. If you place it up to your face or to your ear, just like you were placing a phone call, you can now use your voice to search for something. So it's just like a phone call. So if I tap done, bring it up to my ear, you'll see it says, "Hi, I'm Arc. You can reach me to ask questions on the go by raising your phone to your ear. What would you like to know?" So it's just sort of like a phone call and answers back and forth if you're on the go. So this is something that's great, super simple, that they've integrated directly into Arc. It's a free browser, and it's one of the best ones out there, especially for using AI integrated into it, or just the way it works overall if you just want to use it as a normal web browser. An app I use all the time for all of my notes craft was recently updated with a big summer update. They seem to do seasonal updates, and if we go into it, you can see the notes for today's video. I typically have sort of regular bullet points, and then I just speak regularly. So I never really script a video, but you can see what it looks like here. It's just very clean. And this latest update gives us a few different features. So you can see here, it says, "Welcome to our sizzling summer update." And we have things such as seamless reminders, advanced find and replace, whiteboard evolution, widget makeover, custom cover images, revamped create tab on iOS, and more. So a lot of things here along with bug fixes, and it syncs just with your Mac or iPad, and I use it across everything to take notes for different videos. So that gives you an idea of what it looks like, and also something I would highly recommend. I pay for this and use it regularly, but you don't have to pay for it if you want all the advanced features, though. It is a paid-for app. It's not a sponsorship, but it's just something I use all the time. Another app I use all the time is Pixelmator Pro. They recently updated it with some new AI tools. And if we go to their blog post where they released it, you'll see here it says, "Enjoy next level masking." You can watch the overview of what it can do, and it can instantly remove the background using AI or different masking tools. So it's really nice, and it has a very simple experience. It's something I use to make pretty much every thumbnail on this channel, and it's what I use in place of things such as Adobe Photoshop. So definitely worth checking out. They just continue to add new features, and it doesn't cost any additional fees. So that's why I use it. There's no monthly fee or anything. It's definitely one of my favorite apps. But if you do like Adobe Lightroom was just updated for Mac and iPad. They now have a similar tool to the Pixelmator update with a generative remove tool that is AI powered and can remove anything from a photo with a single click. So lots of things are getting AI integration, making them a little bit easier to use. Of course, they don't always get it right, but they do a pretty good job overall. And finally, if you use Microsoft Word on your Mac and you've had a lot of freezing, Microsoft actually says they're aware of it and they're working to fix the issue. So there are some workarounds such as downgrading Word to previous versions, and that will fix the issue, but Office for Mac has had some issues, and the development team at Microsoft is aware of it and at least working on it. And so those are all of the big updates this week. Quite a few nice ones, especially if you use Arc Search or Apple Music or Sports or any of the other ones I mentioned. If you'd like me to cover any additional updates or different apps, I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. Or if you'd like to see maybe some other type of video, any suggestion is always welcome. Of course, if you'd like to get your hands on this wallpaper, I'll link it in the description like I normally do. And if you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe. And if you enjoyed the video, please give it a like. As always, thanks for watching. This is Aaron. I'll see you next time.